And we're live.
It's so far up, though.
Oh, it is. It's angled up. Not that bad. Give us a second, folks. I have the internet at home. A little closer.
It's still chill.
We're getting closer. More intimate.
You're weirdo.
I know, and that's why you love me. And do we have our chat
They
set?
can't hear us, though.
Live chat.
Oh, wait.
And do we have our chat
There it
set?
goes. Hear us, though. Okay.
Okay. Hopefully it stays propped up. Let's try that. I can't see you though. Is my hair okay? One person's watching. Oh, the one person is you. Screw that back. Does that work? Does that work for you?
Yes, so.
Works for you, works for me. And we're live. Welcome to. Oh, if I hit the table, it makes the camera
Don't hit
shake.
it.
Welcome to episode 42 of the Dustin and Cassie Show, live from Northwest Arkansas, starring Dustin and Cassie. The one, the only. Remember to look at this side. That's where the camera's at, by the way.
Okay.
So it's been a few weeks since we've done a show because, well, the last two.
Why do you sound like that?
That's my, I don't know. That's my broadcasting voice, I guess. That's get
So wait a minute.
less of me and more of you.
Maybe.
Now nobody's watching. You're not even watching, it says.
But I am.
YouTube's screwing with our counter. What's going on? It says there's nobody watching, but obviously there's people watching. And I can look over there and see myself point. We have been
It
gone.
got hot in here all of a sudden.
Yeah, so I was just thinking too. I feel the heat rolling. We have been gone for the last 2 weeks because the last 2 Saturdays we've been out at Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. So, and both those weeks, the High Sabbath. Hi, Michael.
Shalom.
Shalom. The both those weeks, the High Sabbath followed the weekly Sabbath. So therefore, because we monetize these shows, we didn't do a show because that would then technically be
Well, plus we were busy.
working. Yeah, we were busy. I mean, we were busy having fun hanging out with people and doing all that jazz. So, it just worked out. So, but Feast of Tabernacles is done. We're back home. We're trying to get back into the normal scheme of things. And so it's Saturday night. We are live. And we got just one person watching. That's it. I know we pick a rough time slot because we're going up against Now You See TV's Midnight Ride, and we're also going up against Celebrate Truth Saturday night show. I forget what that one's called.
Michael, can you hear the noise in the background?
Can you hear the washer and the dryer going?
Hopefully not.
Could you hear it on yours? And you could.
I didn't listen. I turned it down.
I don't even know if Michael's still here because it says only one person is watching. But anyway, if you are here, we appreciate that you chose us over the other guys. Just so we can hear it a little. Do you want to turn that off or no?
Like, is it annoying?
Will it be annoying later on for the people like Sims 50? Shout out in the first 5 minutes. That's going to listen to it later on.
Stop hitting the table.
Stop hitting the table.
Go shut the dryer off, please.
Yeah, the washer's not that loud, but the dryer is. So, a lot has happened since the last time we saw you all. Tell them about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Lambert's. I went there. I brought him back that cup.
She got to go to Lambert's Cafe up in, would you go in Ozark? Is that where it was at?
I guess. Up by
Springfield?
yeah.
Did you go?
There's only 3 places, so
So it's either
it's between Springfield and Branson.
that one, that's the one that's in
Yeah.
Ozark. Because they have places in Foley, Alabama, which she obviously didn't go to. They have a place in Sikeston, Missouri, which I don't know where that's at.
Hi, Jolie. Hi, Clint.
And then between Springfield and Branson, which is the one that's in Ozark, I believe, actually, is where it's at. So she got to go there. We've heard all about that place. And I didn't get to go because I was working. But she went there and all I got was this heads up.
That if you're in the Springfield area, I totally recommend going. It was so cool.
Is it reversed? Can you read that? It's probably all reversed. I figured out how to do the camera
It
words.
says Lambert's.
Oh, you can read it the right way? Okay, sweet. Just on our display it's reversed.
So,
Oh, I should keep that closer to me.
So it was really cool. I liked it. I think that you would like it. We went up, Gina and I, well, before Sukkot, Gina and I took Gypsy to the breeder. Her Dalmatian, she's trying to get her puppies. And so we took her to the breeder. So we went to pick her up from the breeder like Tuesday, I think? Tuesday. And so Gina was like, we should totally stop there. You guys would like it. Apparently it's like home of the throwing rolls, or
I knew
is that what it's called?
Yeah, throwing rolls.
So it's really, the one thing I didn't like about it, it was super busy inside. Like it was people busy, but it was really busy on the walls and stuff, and I'm really not a fan of that. Like there was license plates everywhere and pictures, and it was just a lot to like look at. But the cool thing about that place, one, their drinking cups that they give you are literally like this size, maybe a little bit smaller. Shalom, y'all.
Hey, Steven.
So I thought that was cool. One of the things we always complain about when we go places is that their water cups are never that big, like never big enough. And he usually tells them, "Can I just get a picture of water because I'm gonna drink it."
I drink a lot of water.
So I thought he would like that. The other thing is that if you want a roll, they'll come around and they'll ask like who wants rolls, and then they throw them at you. And so
how far away do they throw them at you from?
Like 2 tables over.
So they come around and say,
them.
And then they tell somebody else, say they want rolls, and they chuck them from over
there?
there?
No, the guy like walks around with the rolls, and so wherever he is, like whoever wants it, he chucks it to them. So like if you're right next to him, he just hands it to you. But like if you're in like the
hey, I want rolls.
Then he
whack.
So,
does anybody try to catch him with their mouth?
I don't know.
That's what I would do. I'd be like, hit me.
So, but they're like, when they first bring them out, they're hot. And so that was kind of interesting. But Eli liked catching them.
Do they have like cinnamon butter like other restaurants that we
They
have?
didn't have cinnamon butter. They had butter and they had honey. So that was good. But they also, what they're known for is they walk around and they like put food on your table, like side dishes. And so they have some of their sides is fried okra.
Yum.
Black-eyed peas, but their black-eyed peas are not clean. And then fried potatoes and onions. They were so good.
That sounds good.
And then noodles and like tomatoes, like elbow noodles with like tomato sauce. So those are just extras that they put on your plates, or put like on the table, like they put a napkin down and put stuff on. So Eli got a kid's meal. He got a cheeseburger with some peaches, and then he wanted a salad. That was the other thing I really didn't like, is that they don't have a side salad for their sides. So you have to pay extra. It was like $3 extra, which to me it wasn't worth $3 extra for a salad. But I'm gonna encourage him wanting to eat greens, so I let him get a salad. And then I got fried chicken, like fried chicken strips. And
the cat's curled up on my kilt on the couch. There's a lot of cook sounds in that sentence.
Normally they take and
molasses and apple butter. Ooh.
I think they said something about that too, but I'm not sure. But they said molasses.
They asked if you wanted molasses.
Yeah. So that was the other thing though that they accommodated us on, was that their okra is specifically cooked in one fryer, and then their like chicken on a bone is cooked in one fryer, but their chicken strips are normally cooked like with some of their other stuff.
Michael says hi, Eli.
And so
he says howdy.
Since we told them we had a shrimp allergy and we couldn't have pork, and so they accommodated us and they put their the chicken strips that I wanted into the fryer with the other chicken, so we didn't have to worry about it being unclean. But it was a lot. Like, I walked away with, I only ate one chicken strip and I brought the rest home. We ate them throughout the day. And then Eli actually didn't even want his cheeseburger because he got filled up on okra. So
hey, watch this. I have a black eye. You see it? It doesn't show up on there.
It doesn't show up on this one.
So on our phones, here I can show you. Here we're gonna break the fourth wall. So on our phones, the camera is right there, and so on the when we're doing this, like the whole full screen is. You gotta turn yours sideways.
Oh,
It doesn't do it on there.
No.
But on mine, the whole screen is what is our viewer. So there's a little dot there. So if I position myself like this, my eyeball is, you can't see my eyeball. It's behind the dot.
You're weird.
So it looks like I have a black hole for an eye.
The other thing we got at Lambert's, I got him that cup because he loves like big cups. I got Eli this harmonica.
We found out today it's kind of a cheap harmonica.
Well, but it's still.
That's what you get for a $5 harmonica, though. But
Don't play it.
why? Do you know this tune?
No.
But look, first note, nothing. Second note, a little bit. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, nothing.
How much have
little
you
bit.
been drinking tonight?
None. Seventh, nothing. 8, 9, 10. So like
Wow.
6, 7, and 8 barely work.
So, okay. So we went there, and then we went to Russell Stover's, to the chocolate factory. We went to do that.
Oh, brother, we're out there. I don't know that one on harmonica. The tune I was playing, though, was "Oh, When the Saints Come Marching In." Because when I was Eli's age, I got a harmonica at a souvenir shop, too, and it had sheet music for "Oh, When the Saints Come Marching In," and I remember a little bit of the chorus. That's all I remember. Anyway.
So we went to Russell Stover's and got some chocolates, and we got what they call their bloopers because they're way cheaper. So we got that, and then we went to we went to a place in Missouri called Uranus.
Well, it depends on how you pronounce it. If you pronounce it like the planet, it could be pronounced Uranus.
Uranus, whatever.
But they pronounce it.
But
They
we
pronounce the
had
town
fun
Uranus.
with it. We had totally.
They pronounce the town Uranus.
We totally had fun with it. So they have a fudge factory and they have some other stuff.
The Uranus Fudge Factory.
It was really fun.
Earlier today, Eli asked us, "Can I get some of those chocolate treats from Uranus?"
It was funny. So
Eli just wrote on a marker. It says we could get kicked off.
But this is okay. So
Wrote with a
couldn't
marker on a
help-
spoon. I mean,
I'm not gonna post the picture that we actually took. I totally should. It was fun. It was fun. Yeah. So it's been a pretty stressful.
we lost a viewer over Uranus.
How dare you?
Somebody signed off.
So, anyways.
Oh, they're back.
Anyways, we had fun with it. It's been a pretty stressful time the last couple months with different stuff that's been going on, and so I kind of needed a de-stressor, and it was definitely a de-stressor. It was hilarious. Gina and I laughed so hard that we snorted, and I seriously thought it was gonna be my pants.
That's when you.
So we went there. They had fudge, and we walked around their shop a little bit. I got some candy from there, and then we got fudge that I never even got because I left it in Gina's truck.
So Gina, if you're watching, you better not eat our fudge. You better be there. We want the fudge.
So then we went and got Gypsy, and then
Give me one.
we went and got Gypsy, and then on the way back, Eli's like, I really need to go to the bathroom. I really need to go to the bathroom. And we happened to drive to the chocolate factory. And so we went to the chocolate factory. That place was so clean, and it smelled so good when you walked inside.
Didn't you say they had a bathroom almost as big as our house?
Yeah, their bathroom was huge. It was probably, I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. It was probably the size of our bedroom, living room, and kitchen.
So half our house.
Yeah. And
so that'd be a roughly 600 square foot bathroom. It's a big bathroom.
I mean, okay, this does not even do it justice. Like,
Stop running on.
it doesn't even do it justice, but it was super. No, you've had enough sweets today. It was huge, and it smelled really good in there, and it was clean. And so, yeah, I mean, literally, I think that we could have fit this, in between there. It was nice. It was a really nice bathroom. So we went there, and we didn't get any candy or anything from there. We just got drinks, got some water and stuff. And then I got Eli this truck. So
Eli's Trucking Company.
Yep. So we had fun.
It is, however. How do you?
You have to make the truck sideways on the trailer.
There we go. It is a European cab over.
Apparently we're boring tonight. Nobody's talking.
I couldn't tell you what brand, but yeah, that's definitely a European cab over truck. And it's a triaxle trailer.
Anyways, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely what we needed. We didn't get home till 10:30 that night. But it was definitely what I needed. I needed to have some fun and relax and eat chocolate.
Which is what I'm doing.
He's annoying. But so that was what we did this week.
I had an interesting week at work. Went back to work on Monday because of Sunday being a high day. And sorry, I'm cleaning chocolate off my. Monday he had 5 loads going to West Fork. So he gave me West Fork is just south of Fayetteville. So he told me I was going to do 2 loads down there. Then he'd give me a load heading out of town. Well, he didn't have anything really that long going out of town, and he said he had 5 more loads for Tuesday going to West Fork. Asked me if I wanted to do 3 or 4 of them, as many as I could. So I said sure. So we got to come back Monday night. Papa Pepper and his crew was here. They stayed because they had dentist appointments or something, so they stayed the night. So we hung out with them, had pizza for dinner, and then I showed Kevin how to do some video editing with the program that I use, because he's still using his old laptop where 3/4 of the screen is pink. He can't see the right colors. I mean, he can see it, but everything's shaded pink. So when he's making his videos, he can't tell what which color shade things are. And he's mostly doing that because the old program he uses is on there. He can't get it on his new laptop because it's a version of Windows Movie Maker that you can't get on newer laptops. So he hates learning curves, so he's been afraid to try something new. So I'm like, dude, let's sit down. Let's go over a video. I'll make a video and show you what I do. Show you how it's done on Hit Film Express. And I'm like, then we can walk through anything that you might want to try to do. So we went through stuff. And so the debunking Matt Carricker video that I did, if you guys saw that one, Kevin helped me make that. I showed him how to do it, and he's the one that suggested the sound effects for the cat and the bone crunching that's in there. He's the one that suggested that. So him and I made that video, and then we did the other trucking video, the Siloam Slam video. We made that one as well. So we did that Monday night, and then Tuesday I hauled 3 loads to West Fork. And he asked me if I wanted to do more the next day. And I told him no, because I need miles, because I only had maybe 250 miles was all for 2 days. And normally I get like 600 miles in one day. So I was like 1,000 miles short of where I needed to be. So then where did I go there? And after that, I went down to like Dallas, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then did I get back again?
You came back Wednesday night.
Wednesday night I was back home again.
Which is super nice because it's hard when he's home so many days in a row, and he was home for 10 days for the Saco, and so then it's hard when he goes back.
Yep. So it was kind of it seemed like a short week. I mean, I still got just about 2,000 miles. But
Could be better.
Yeah, insurance could be better. I've run into issues.
Working on it.
Running a couple different issues with things, but I do have some new clients I got recently, or will have. Their policies will be going into effect this month. But that's one of those things you just slowly got to build it, So, but anyway,
It's a coat.
that's it as far as this week for trucking for me.
How was the coat?
Long and short at the same time.
I know. It was different this year, I think. Like, it was good. But it was different. It was like a different atmosphere with Jamie and her health. It wasn't the same. She wasn't outside with us, so it was different. But at the same time, it was, it was the coat. It was fun. So I look forward to next year, though, when she can be out with us and it'll be better. But for the most part, like, it was a good Saco. It was relaxing. I think we were in bed by like 10:30 every night, which is super weird.
Not every night. That one night we
there
stayed
was only
up
one night that we stayed up late.
to like 1 a.m.
That was only Mafia. That was it.
So Saco, we got there Friday. They'd set up on Wednesday. We got there Friday.
Y'all, I almost had out. Like, I totally shut down. Like, I couldn't even handle it. I had to wait for him to get there because I could not process. I couldn't deal.
So Zach comes up to me and tells me there's like an inch of water in your tent, and it all came in Friday morning. They had a storm. So I'm like, what? How did we get water in our tent?
And I got there before you did. So, like, I opened up the tent door and I stuck my foot in and literally, like, I stepped in water. And I felt our bed and it was really cold and it felt wet. And I was like, because we have a mattress that we put in there. Thankfully, we put the
mattress up on pallets.
The mattress up on pallets, yeah.
Oh, Samson Tara's watching. Hey guys.
We had more nights than Mafia. We just didn't stay up playing late.
Yeah.
But thankfully we put the mattress up on pallets, but it wasn't the pallets. We only had 2 pallets, so the mattress was over the pallets. But only the edges was like touching the ground a little bit. And I always put a blanket down and then put the pallets down so that the pallets don't scrape the bottom of the tent, because I don't want holes in it. So when it's a brand new tent. But I literally, like, I stuck my foot and it was cold and it was wet and we were already running so late. I was supposed to be out there sooner and stuff, but things didn't go the way they were supposed to. And I just couldn't even process. I walked away. Like, I literally walked over to the house and went and saw Jamie because I could not. I'm like, I'm just going to go home. Like, I can't deal with this right now. With everything
we
else
didn't go home.
We didn't, but I couldn't with everything.
We're not the first ones to have water in our tent.
With everything that was going on, I was like, I just can't process with this right now. And so, it was supposed to be super cold that night, and so there was a lot of people that were super nice, and they helped bring stuff out of the car, and we soaked up some water. We moved the bed to dry area.
Thankfully, where we camp in the same spot every year. There's a slight angle, so one end of the tent, all the water went to that end of the tent, and the other end of the tent, there was no water there. But it happened to be that the end of the tent all the water was at was the same end of the tent that she had set up the bed on, up on pallets. But the bed didn't get wet, thankfully.
It just was really, really cold.
I had to get in there. And move stuff so we could get the mattress off of the pallets and move it up to the other end of the bed, other end of the tent. And then the blanket that was underneath the pallets, it's a big, thick, heavy blanket, was just completely soaked. I'm like, there's nothing we can do about this now. And it was cold. It was like down into the 30s Friday night. But thankfully, this one family had this like lava rock propane heater, and they're like, we don't need this, it's extra. So we hooked up our propane tank to it and put it on top of the pallets down at the end where the water was, and turned it on low so at least throw out a little bit of heat and maybe dry out some of the water in there.
I mean, it did never get, it got like decent warm, but it didn't get like super
no, it wasn't
hot.
hot. It wasn't hot.
Like
you know, it maybe kept it at 40, maybe 50 degrees in there. Like you didn't, when you walked in the tent, you didn't feel much of a difference from outside. Not like some of our other friends who have buddy heaters going, and you walk in their tent and like, wow, it's cozy warm in here.
I'm like, it's gonna be that cold every year. The thing is like here's the deal with me that I'm learning, and it's getting worse over the years, I think personally, is I usually like the cold. Like I'm the girl that would be in North Dakota in flip-flops with snow. I mean, right? It didn't bother me. However, as the years go on, my body does not like the cold. Like
we'll cover the one chip challenge there, Michael.
My body doesn't like the cold, and so it makes my sciatic nerve act up. It literally, my back hurts worse, and it locks up my leg, and so I think that if we keep our tent that we have, we don't get a different tent next year, because we're thinking about we really, there's a tent that we want, it's just expensive, so we'll have to save for it, that we might end up doing something like a buddy heater or something, because if it's going to be 30s, I just can't do it anymore. Literally, there was one day that it was so cold and it was wet, it had rained and it was so cold, I could not get warm. Like, I just couldn't get warm. I went into the house and visited with Jamie for a while, and it took me being in the house standing like in heat for my bones to get warm, because my bones just was so cold and it hurt. So I hate the heat, but my body needs it, apparently.
Makes the heat better.
So, I mean, that was part of the reason, honestly, that we just, like, I was okay with moving down south, because I've always hated the heat, but I just can't do it anymore with my issues. So, anyways, we did sleep good. We all snuggled together. We have a king-size mattress, so the three of us can fit in it. And that's why we got it, so that we'd be able to do that and sleep.
And we don't do sleeping bags. We just do blankets.
Blankets and stuff.
So the process is Eli lays down on one edge of the bed. She's in the middle. And then I cover everybody with blankets. So we'll put one blanket down that covers Eli, and there's excess on his side. And then we put another blanket down that will cover me with excess on my side. Right?
Yeah.
And then we do another blanket in the middle. We have a bigger one that covers all of us. So that way, if, toss and turn in the middle of the night and whatnot, you're still everybody, because I've had times where we just kind of laid all three blankets down on top of each other, and then one person
on the edge.
ends up getting uncovered when you're cold and you're fighting for blankets. So that way we do this layered system, so it's like one excess this way, one excess this way, and one over everything, so everybody's covered that way then. But yeah, the first 2 nights were pretty cold.
Well, then we got it the next day. We got it all dried out.
Well, that was Sunday.
Okay, so 2 days later, you got it all dried out. We pulled the blanket out. That dried.
I pulled pulled the pallets out, threw them outside. I pulled the blanket out and went and hung it on the spick that Zach has to cook the animals on, and hung it. hung it there so they hang out in the sun. And then we had 2 days worth of dirty clothes. So I'm like, hey, instead of using towels, I'm just going to use dirty clothes and soak up this water. So I took my jeans and I took my shirt. And the funny thing is we grilled, was it kebabs?
Yeah.
We grilled kebabs Sunday night. So we had our grill there, and we have a nice, it's a big like barrel type grill, so a nice metal hood on it. And so after dinner, there was the grill still going, still plenty hot. I went in there, grabbed my jeans, got them fully soaked with water, brought them out, and threw my jeans on top of the grill. So then they instantly started steaming up, and then flipped them over so that they kept drying. I kept drying and flipping both sides. Took my shirt in there, did the same thing. So
it took a while to get dry, but they got dry after like an hour or so.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go back and forth twice, twice with the jeans and twice with the shirt. But I got all the water soaked up, got the tent completely dried out by Sunday, and it was good to go after that. So I mean, before that though, we were just using one half of our tent, but got it all dried out, and we were good to go after that.
Yeah, it was fine. It just, like I said, it was cold, but it's just what it is.
Then it warmed up. And then it got cold again. And we had a rainstorm come in, and there was a cold front with it. And then that felt more cold that night than it did the first night.
I thought so too. Everybody else said that we were nuts, but I was like, that was the night that I could not or the next day. That next day, it didn't matter what I did. I could not get warm. I stood by the fire. I had layers on. I was you wrapped my feet in a blanket and the chair, and I couldn't, no matter what I did, my bones, I was just so cold. And so finally I said, I'm going to go inside and just visit with Jamie. And literally, I went inside and literally it was better.
Good night, Michael. Oh, yes, by the way, to answer your thing real quick, I did survive. I did recover from the 1-chip challenge.
Well, obviously, you're sitting here.
I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but I will not be doing any of those ever again.
I wasn't there. I wouldn't have let him.
I've done it 2 years in a row now. I don't need to prove anything. This year for me was way worse than it was last year.
I think you did too many at once, though. You did other stuff.
Well, yeah. See, so that day I ate a raw cayenne pepper earlier in the day.
Who's that?
I had no idea. Hi there, Omega. I ate a raw cayenne pepper earlier today, and somebody's like, well, why did you eat a raw cayenne pepper? Because Papa Pepper handed it to me, and
He's an idiot?
I'm not an idiot. I've been wanting to, increase my tolerance for spicy stuff. So he said it was a cayenne pepper. I'm like, I can handle cayenne pepper, and I ate it. And, yeah, I mean, it burned. I needed a glass of water afterwards, but it was fine. So I ate a cayenne pepper, and then they wanted to do a test of, his I wanted to do a test. Hang on a second.
No, it's because I said that. She's laughing at what I said.
Okay. Yeah, I drank milk after
the hot. You drank a half a gallon of milk.
I did not drink a half gallon. Maybe a quarter of a gallon. But anyway, so I ate the cayenne pepper first.
Half a gallon of organic milk. I was like.
But then when we did the 1-chip challenge, we were supposed to compare Papa Pepper's death sausage, and compare that against the Pocky 1-chip challenge. Now, Papa Pepper's death sausage, to me, for my piece, there was no spice to it. Other people said there was, but for me, it didn't burn at all. And then immediately after that, we did the Pocky 1-chip. That thing was hot.
I wasn't in there.
53 seconds in, I'm like, no, I'm done. There's no time limit on this thing. The only thing is you just have to eat it. I ate it. 53 seconds in, I was drinking the milk.
I'm like, I come out and I said, no, I was in the house with Jamie and Gina and her friend Jessica, and we were watching the fireworks. And so somebody said, are we going to play Mafia? And I was like, yeah, I think we're going to play. And Zach goes, I don't think so. Dustin doesn't feel good. And I was like, what do you mean Dustin doesn't feel good? Everybody was waiting for tonight to play Mafia. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I went out there. They said he ate the chip. And I was like, he's an idiot. It's his own fault.
Yeah.
So, and I went and found him, and his stomach was really upset. So
Bad.
I went to friends of ours, the Almases, and I got some charcoal, activated charcoal, and you took some of that. And so it would have helped if you'd have taken that before, but it definitely, I think, helped. Like within an hour, you felt better.
Yeah. But yeah,
But you were in the bathroom all night. It was hilarious. They were taking turns.
But yeah, there was what, like 9 or 10 of us, I think. I have a video of it. I haven't put the video out yet. I have to put that up. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, there was 9 or 10 of us, and did I put the video out? I don't think I did. Did I?
It hasn't been put out yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. So I have to put that out, but no, I drank all that milk, and then thankfully the guy next to me, Marcos, he offered me more milk. He had
So you drank mine and then you drank raw. You're such a turd.
Well, he offered it to me. He had a half gallon of raw milk, and so I had like 3 glasses of that because my mouth was on fire. It would not quit.
Okay, so here's the deal, Omega. We're camping, like it's off grid. They don't have.
They had an outhouse.
Toilets.
They have a men's outhouse and the women's outhouse.
So he had like 3 guys standing outside the outhouse waiting for the bathroom.
Taking turns. Not venturing far because you know you're coming back around to it again. But, this year, I don't think it was too much milk, but I went and used the restroom. Like
you had way too much milk.
I went, right after we were done, I'm like, my stomach is rolling. I went and used the restroom, and then I'm standing outside the restroom, and Sarah was there, and she was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." I really couldn't talk though. I was like I had my one hand on my stomach and like one hand on my side. She's like, "You look like you're pregnant or holding your belly like that way." That I'm like, I hurt, And then I can feel my mouth starting to water. I'm like, "Oh, this is not good." So I walked away from her, made it past their pickup truck, and yeah,
It was funny.
Oh. Anyway, so then made several more trips back to the bathroom. My guts were rolling, and then she finally brought me the activated charcoal, and then that's when things. I think I made one more trip. Made one more trip after that.
I went and got you stuff as soon as I knew, but I was like,
yeah, ugh.
This is what happens when I leave you.
It was bad.
He won't be doing it again.
Not unless Kevin talks me into it. But no, I have nothing to prove anymore. I don't need to do any of these 1 chip challenges anymore. I've done 2 of them 2 years in a row. No, even Kevin said that chip was not enjoyable. And he's a guy that eats super spicy stuff, but he eats it because he enjoys the spiciness. And he said there was like no flavor to it. It was all heat. He said it was not enjoyable. So I liked the Prometheus Farms chip from last year way better than this one, this one from Pocky. So.
Well, it was a lesson.
Yeah.
But the fireworks were awesome that night.
I didn't get to enjoy much of them.
That was funny.
I couldn't look up that far. I was kind of doubled over.
Anyways, so that was that night.
That was Friday.
It was a good. Yep, and then there was a storm coming in Sunday night, Monday morning, and so, which we had already planned on packing up anyways because he had to be to work Monday. So we packed up Sunday and said goodbye to everybody, and we came home. Oh, we had a lot of stuff to unpack, unload. I'm still like trying to catch up on laundry and stuff.
Tell them about the cooler.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I should.
Tell them about the cooler.
Make me look around. So I literally was busy all week. Okay, so Saturday was Shabbat, and then Sunday was the high day, and so we planned our cooking and stuff, and I said, it's so cold. I'm just going to take my dishes home that I need to wash and wash them when I get home.
Because we have a dishwasher, so we can just throw them in the dishwasher and let it go.
But some of them, like some stuff I can't throw in the dishwasher.
Cast iron pans.
I have to even like my Dutch oven and some of those bowls and stuff are too big to go in there. So there was things that I had to wash by hand, but at least I had hot water right there. So I'm like, okay, I put them in the cooler. We came home. Well, by the time we left there. And by the time we got home, got everything unloaded, and I had to wash some of his clothes so that he could leave Monday morning.
For
and
work.
then we were dealing with some other stuff too. And so by the time we got done doing that, it was super late. And I'm like, I'll just get him tomorrow. Well, then Monday morning came. He left. He went to work. And I totally forgot that that a family, Papa Pepper's family, was going to come over and hang out for the day. And so while he ran errands, instead of him taking them home and then coming back, like, it was just a lot. So he went to do his errands, and so he brought Mama Pepper and the little kids. And so I was going to go to the laundromat because we had a lot of clothes, and it's just easier to do it all at once than to do it.
Do one big load versus like
at a time.
5 separate loads.
And so, I don't know what you're saying. So anyways, well, then they came, and I never got a chance to do them, and I kind of like had to hurry up and like get things set up. Like our table is in our living room, and so I had to put it in the table back in the kitchen so that we can, because they decided to stay the night, and so I had to put the bed in the living room and do all that jazz. Well, they stayed the night, and then Tuesday morning, literally, like, they left, and Gina had came, and as they left, her and I was leaving to go, and Eli was leaving to go to Missouri to pick up Gypsy from the breeder.
You all know how that went.
That took 4 hours. It takes 4 hours to get there, 4 hours back, and then we had our stops in between.
3 hours of gallivanting around.
We didn't get back till like 10 o'clock at night. Came home.
Oh, wait, sorry. That makes like 5 hours of gallivanting.
It was like 10:30. So literally, we came home, got ready for bed, went to bed. Well, then Wednesday morning I woke up. I totally forgot about the cooler. Like, it was just pushed to the side. So I started some laundry, decided that I wasn't going to go to the laundromat. I started a little bit of laundry. And then there was a family that was at Sakot with us camping. Their camper was here. And so I went and visited with them before they left. Well, then she didn't leave till like 5. So I visited with her all day. And then, again, at that point, the cooler was completely out of my brain. So Thursday, I got up and I had my doctor's appointment. And so I got up, and then I was meeting Angela for lunch, and she was taking Eli for the afternoon while I went to my appointment. And I went and did that. Well, then when I went back to pick Eli up, I stayed there a few hours, and we got home at and then I had to go shopping and stuff. So it was 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock by the time I got home. Thursday night. So Friday morning I woke up and I'm like, okay, I gotta get the house prepped and ready for Shabbat tomorrow and do that. And he wanted a special dinner, and so I was like, okay. So
I had a hankering for either chicken pot pie or chicken and dumplings, so I asked if she could make one of those two.
So I was going to make chicken pot pie, which I've never done before, but I was like, and I'm not a fan of chicken pot pie, but I'm like, okay. Well, then I look over and I see this cooler sitting there, and I was like, that cooler has dishes in it, like dirty dishes. Y'all, I was scared to open it. I was like, it's going to be horrible. Oh,
it's alive!
It's so bad. Thankfully, it was not, because we had pretty much rinsed everything beforehand. So there was like one dish that hadn't been rinsed, but it was a stainless steel pan, so it was like perfectly fine. But yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So, like I said, everything had pretty much been wiped out, so it wasn't too bad. There was 2 cups that I had. They were silicone, like little silicone wine cups. I ended up throwing those away because they had like mold all over them.
The pink ones?
Yeah. And I didn't really like them anyways. And the reason that I didn't like them, like once I used them, I waited all year. Like, this is my second cup. But it was so flimsy. I didn't like that. I want like a sturdy cup.
You want a firm silicone cup.
Yeah. It was just too flimsy. So But I did not even want to try to even bother with those.
Y'all don't listen to her. It wasn't because it was flimsy. It's because it wasn't big enough for the wine she wanted to drink.
Nah, I just filled it up like 4 times. But so yeah, so we cleaned out the cooler. We got the dishes taken care of, and I washed those all up yesterday. And the cooler is currently sitting outside with bleach in it because it stinks. But that just tells you, like, that's how my life is right now. Like, it's just, there's been a lot going on, stuff that we won't discuss here because we don't need to. But there's been a lot of drama, I guess. There's been a lot of stuff going on, of family stuff. And I have a hard time processing certain things. And so I got a message this week, and I'm just like, and now I can't get any more messages thanks to a block button. I hope you're watching. But so I will no longer receive those messages. And but there's just been a lot of stuff, and so I'm also, like, with my doctor stuff, we started because a few weeks ago, the last video we played, I think I said that I, like, graduated to the next section.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. It's super hard. Like, it's really, really hard. And the first time that I did it, like, I walked out of there and I was, like, crying. And I called him and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this because it hurts so bad. And so hopefully it gets a little bit better, but I trust what he's doing. Like, he's good at his job. And so I'm also taking some medicine, like vitamins and stuff, natural stuff, to help with certain things. And we are actively actually, like, making efforts to have another baby. So more than just, that part of it. Like, there's actually now, like, a process. And so hopefully in the next couple weeks I will be going to the doctor and see what we need to do next. Yeah. Hopefully by the end of the year. That's what we're hoping for, by the end of the year.
Well, now that we've got rid of some toxic baggage from our life, maybe it'll be
easier. Yeah. Now, instead of me spending all my time helping
worthless people,
so we're actually trying to do that, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll be pregnant. And this next month we'll be busy too because we have Thanksgiving. Hopefully my mom will be coming. She usually comes for Thanksgiving because it's, like, the one holiday that we celebrate that they do. So I usually do a big dinner and stuff, and we have friends over, and my mom comes. Hopefully my brother will come.
I say we go to Lambert's Cafe for Thanksgiving.
And then after that is Eli's birthday.
Are they open for Thanksgiving? Did you ask?
I didn't ask. Then we'll have Eli's birthday, and then we have the conference in Michigan.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
The conference in Michigan in December, and so I'm excited to do that with my friends. It's a girls' conference.
Eli's gonna go on the road with me.
So
I figured
this will be the first time. This is the first time he will be 10 that I've ever left him more than a day. Like, where I didn't see him, because last year when Caleb had his accident, Philip still brought him up there, so I still saw him. This will be the first time that I, like, actually won't have him, like.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
He'll be with me.
I know.
I figured out this week because we're trying to figure out what we could do as far as the bed in my truck, because my bed is not big enough for him and I to sleep comfortably next to each other, because my mattress is only 38 inches wide. And so I'm like, I'm gonna put him up where he could sleep across the front seats, because it's then, plenty wide enough. I had to do something in the middle. But my cooler is tall enough that I can put it between them. Just I have to have something soft to put on top of them. But I found at Walmart we can get a pillow top memory foam mattress topper. It's a 4-inch one. It's 2 inches of pillow top and 2 inches of memory foam. And it was a queen size. I think it was what I was looking at. Or was it king size? I forget. One of those two. Anyway, but I figured out. Oh, so okay, yeah. So if I get a queen size one, a queen size is 60 by 80. So if I get a queen size one and I cut out 38 inches for me, that leaves 22 inches excess left over. And what?
That will go for him.
Yeah. So I can take, and then because my mattress, I can literally on my truck bed or the bed in my truck, I can literally feel the springs inside the mattress. There's like next to no padding on it. So we were talking about just getting one of them egg carton foam mattress toppers. But so anyways, I can take that and cut it, put that on my bed, put the sheet over it so I have a nice, more comfortable bed. And then there's 22 inches left over. And we can then, and it's 4 inches thick. So then I can put that down across the front seats and the cooler. And then Eli can sleep up there. So,
and he's excited to go on the road with his dad. Like,
I'm excited for him to go on the road with me.
He got approved, and so he'll be able to go with him. And
I still remember my Uncle Dick was a truck driver, and I got to ride with him one day. He wasn't an over-the-road truck driver. He just drove locally for General Motors, and we drove from Flint, Michigan to Lansing, Michigan, back and forth hauling auto parts. But I still remember that day. I think I was like 8, I think maybe. And he had a nice air ride seat. And he's sitting there. We're going down the road, and he's just bouncing up and down. And I'm over in the passenger seat that's not air ride, just getting beat all to pieces. Eli's gonna get that same experience because my truck's the same way. I have an air ride seat, and the passenger side is not an air ride seat. So
he's gonna be hurting.
No, he won't be hurting. It's not that bad. The I-69 back in the day from Flint to Lansing was a rough road. Now, if him and I go down to Dallas, going down 69 there, then yeah, he might get beat up a little bit. But ultimately, the important thing is I need to get good night's sleep so that I can drive and be good to go the next day. If he doesn't get a good night's sleep, it's not a big deal necessarily because he can take a pillow and he can sleep sitting up in the passenger seat during the day. But he can sleep sitting up in the passenger seat during the day if he gets too tired. But
it'll be all right. It'll be a good experience for them and for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it would be good for me to get away with the girls and do that.
He's going to learn how to
be without his mama.
Yeah, and what I was going to say was hold his bladder for a little longer than what he's used to.
Yeah.
I can do it fast or longer than you can. I'm going to take on the world.
Anyway.
And then in February we have the Isaiah 46:10 conference.
I'm trying to think what has happened in the last 2 weeks. Anything else we needed to cover that we were talking about?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yes, there was. The guy in Springfield. The ZT guy, remember?
I'm not sure.
So, after...
I don't remember.
Or was it before Sukkot? I don't remember. Maybe it was before Sukkot. I think it was right before Sukkot. I was in Springfield, Missouri, stopped at the Flying J, and got fuel, went inside to grab something real quick. And on the way out, there was a guy and a lady walking in, and the doors there. When I visit Michigan, the roads are way worse along with California. I'm from Nevada. Yeah, Michigan roads are bad.
Michigan roads are horrible.
They're horrible. That's where we're originally from.
Yeah, Michigan roads are bad.
Anyway, so...
I think it depends on where you go in Michigan, too. But, yeah, Michigan roads are horrible, especially in the wintertime.
But Michigan does know how to do construction. They can even pave highways in the wintertime, where most places don't.
Well, and they know how to take care of roads.
The other thing, too, about Michigan is their roads are set for semi-trucks to handle up to 144,000-pound loads, whereas most other states, the highways are only set to be able to handle 80,000-pound loads the majority of the time, or maybe 100,000 pounds. But in Michigan,
You can't stop yawning.
in Michigan, you can run up to 144,000-pound load or gross weight without a permit. Whereas I think other places, like here, you have to have permits for anything over 80,000 pounds. So that is one difference because Michigan has a lot heavier duty roads. Anyway, so back to the guy in Springfield. So I'm getting ready to walk back out of the Flying J, and they have 2 sets of double doors. And I'm on the inside set, and I see this guy and this woman getting ready to come in. So the guy opens the door for the lady on the outer set. I see she's getting ready to come in, so I push my door open for her. And she motions me for to come out. And I'm like, no, come on. I'm like, ladies first, always. So she thanks me and she steps on inside. Well, the guy on the outside held the door for another guy. He had a big, long, scraggly, black beard. He steps through and then he motions me out. He says, I'm no woman. I said, I know, but beards first anyway, because he had a nice longer beard than me. But he had like one of those scraggly beards. I'm like, his beard kind of looks like Zach's beard. I'm like, maybe he's a Hebrew. I'm like, nah, it's the South. Everybody's got beards, And so then he steps through, then I step out, and the guy that was holding the door on the outside for the woman, then he held the door for me. And so then I went out to my truck, he went in. Well, then I get to my truck, I'm getting situated, I'm getting ready to leave, and I see the guy with the big long beard walking back out to his truck, and he's heading over to a flatbed 2 spots over from me. And I looked, and I thought I saw tassels hanging down below his shirt. And I'm like looking, I'm like, is that it? I'm like, because I'm trying to see, it's like, I can see it on the front, and I think I see it on the back, but sometimes, there's been like people that just had, Eli, stop, okay? We don't need ideas for the show, okay? If we want to talk about it, we'll talk about it, okay? It's fine. So anyway, sometimes, something on my nose there. Sometimes, maybe guys will have like a knife with paracord hanging off or something like that. So I'm like looking like, is it that? Is it maybe just one thing or but like no, I can for sure see something on the front and something on the back hanging down from underneath of the shirt. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's seats, but I didn't know for sure. I can only see like this much of it. So I'm like, I gotta find out. I gotta know. So jumped out of my truck, ran over. He was getting ready to take off, and I ran over in front of his truck, and he obviously recognized that I was the guy that held the door for him. And he opened up his door. And I'm like, are you wearing seats? And he said, yes, I am. I'm like, hi, brother. My name is Dustin. And he told me his name and everything. And he said he lived in southern Missouri. He was getting ready to move to Georgia. His name was Richard. And he was the first random Hebrew that I ever met out on the road driving truck. But that was like, for me, that was like the coolest experience, And I've got into discussions with people recently, online about whether or not you should wear seats or not. Yes, it absolutely is commanded twice in Scripture, right? Numbers and Deuteronomy. Mm-hmm. God said to wear them. So that's the only reason you need. God said to do it, you might as well do it, right?
Well, he says to wear them, but it's supposed to be for you. That, like, back then, he wanted them to wear them as a reminder. And I know some people say, well, if the Holy Spirit's in you, that's your reminder, blah, blah, blah.
That doesn't negate the fact that God said to wear them.
But it says, well, he says to wear them, but he also, the whole point is if I see them, whether I see them on myself, I feel them, because I have mine on my shirt.
And I got,
I
don't know if I can get mine.
Here's one cup. His are way longer than mine, but I have mine on my shirt, and sometimes I have them on my pants, but for the most part I try to hang them from my shirt just because it's easier. But if I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, like it's a reminder. But it's also comforting for me, like if I get into a situation where I'm have a little bit of anxiety, I will start playing with them. Like I'll just like I'll go like this, like I'll just start playing with them. I've been in positions where he was with me and I had anxiety, and I actually took his and started like and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it makes me feel a little bit better. But we've been places, and that's how we knew people. That's how we knew someone
like we
went
did. To the Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Festival last year, and we're walking through the crowd. There's thousands of people there from all different walks of life.
Somebody stopped us.
There's Christians, there's Hebrews, I'm sure there's pagans and Wiccans and everything else there.
Well, there was, because there was some stuff there.
Whatever else. But we're walking through this crowd, thousands of people. We're just trying to get to this other area. And it's me in the head. She's right behind me. Eli's right behind her. And like we're all holding hands, just trying to get through so we don't lose each other. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy steps out of the crowd, thrusts his hand out to me, and says, "Shalom, brother." And I look down. he's wearing tzitzits. And he saw my tzitzits. He's like, there's one of my brothers that I don't know. I got to meet him. So, we got to meet each other. And the same thing happened to me with that guy in Springfield 2 weeks ago. I saw his tzitzits, and it's like, for me, and I've got other friends that are, that are truck drivers, and or like also like Ryan. Ryan's a surveyor, so he travels around, and he's always like on the lookout for somebody wearing tzitzits.
Well, here's the deal, okay? So some people literally don't have fellowship. They don't know anybody. They're coming out of the church. They're coming out of things, that they've of pagan holidays. They're coming out and they feel completely alone. They don't know who to turn to. They don't know, what. And they see this commandment that says to wear tzitzits or to wear tassels, and they don't know what to do. And they look it up, and we have the fellowship groups and stuff online, but it's not the same. And so when you can be someplace and actually it's a sign to them that you believe the same way they do. That
I'm set apart.
And so it's like, oh, wait, there's somebody here that, they might know someone, or, they might have fellowship. And so it's, we've had that here in our own town and shopping at Walmart. We had somebody say shalom to us, or they said they liked your tassels or something.
Well, I was right when we moved here.
Yeah, and he wasn't wearing Hebrew, them. And he wasn't wearing them, but he knew what they were.
His family did. He said the rest of his family did, but he didn't. He was grown up and out of the house, so.
So, but it's just and it's one thing. And then I've had, at my doctor's office, I've had them ask me, what are those? And my doctor's office is a Christian office, and he has scripture on the walls and stuff, and, well, what are those? What are you wearing? And so it's a way to talk about it. I have my tzitzits business, and I make them and sell them, and so I send them off. And so I've actually had people at the post office say, what are tzitzits? Because it says, on the envelope, tzitzits by Cassie. And so I've actually had people say, well, what are tzitzits? And one guy actually knew, he pronounced it correctly, and he knew what it was, and he asked me about it. He didn't wear them, but he knew what they were. He's like, are you Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish. Well, then why do you wear them? And so it was a way to bring up conversation. Because God said to.
Is there any other reason to do something than because God said to do it?
And then he asked me, he said, if I had a website or whatever, and we're working on it, but
still.
But it's a way to know who your brothers and sisters are, and to be able to recognize them. Yep. And he said to do it, so.
Yep.
And the only thing that he said, the only requirement is that it has blue thread. That's it. It can be white, blue. It can be only a blue piece of string hanging from your pants or your four corners. It doesn't matter.
It could be a couple inches long. It could be 6 inches long. The only thing I'd say on that is, Yeshua warned about the Pharisees, how they made really long ones to show off. As if to say, oh, look how long mine are. I'm so righteous. I'm so holy. I mean, if you're going to do it for that, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. It's there to remind you of his commands and
to recognize other believers.
Yeah, and I honestly believe it's a way to recognize other believers. So there are people who will tell you, oh, you don't have to wear them where other people can see them. They're there for you and you only. And to that I would say, baloney. Baloney. I disagree with that, because my life experiences tell me that it matters for other people to see them. I can tell you of people that I've met because they saw my tzitzits or I saw their tzitzits.
And the thing is scripture says that to not charge your brother interest. And
but you can charge those of the nations.
Yes. And so thank you. So how do you know it's your brother if you're selling them something? That would be a way to know that, hey, that's my brother.
Yep.
That's somebody who.
And I'll be honest, if I was somebody that was selling something and somebody rolled up and I didn't know who they were, and they had tassels on, they had tzitzits on, I'm like, oh, you're a Hebrew brother? There's a pretty good chance I'm probably gonna be like, you know what? I can probably take this a little bit lower price for it. No big deal, So I mean,
Percent
there's
that
nothing
percent.
there's nothing wrong with trying, you know, like if say I was trying to sell my car, you know, say, you know, hey, I want to get $1,200 for my car, but really, you know, low end, I want to get $800 for my car. But hey, if I can get somebody to give me 1,200 for it, they think it's worth 1,200, sell it for that, great. And I might list it for 1,500, hoping to get somebody to talk me down to maybe 1,200. But if my Hebrew brother comes up and says, you know, all I've got is $1,000, can you do 1,000? I'd probably say yeah, and I'd probably say, you know what, brother, I really could probably do 800. So how about I sell it to you for 800 and you have a blessing?
So,
But if they roll up, they don't have any ZT seats on, then hey, let's dicker and deal. I'm gonna try to get, you know, get as much as I can out of it.
so these are mine. They're not super long.
You want me to compare to mine?
His are really long. They're not long, but they have the blue thread. That's all it says. And then I actually have a bracelet that matches, and my necklace. My necklace matches too. My necklace says Yahweh.
So comparative, the length difference.
But you like yours longer.
Yeah, I do.
So that's it. There's our rant about seats.
Let's see what else. Kenny Johnson's watching. What's up, Kenny?
Thank you. Omega, are you a believer? We've never seen your name pop up here. Are you new to our channel?
Are you one of the ones that came over from me being on Now You See TV last week? Maybe. I gotta
say our channel.
Our
like
channel.
It's my channel too.
Well,
it's not.
There's more
here.
Dustin and Cassie show videos than there is anything else.
I'm just here to give looks, to make faces.
To poke and prod me.
Pretty much.
Anyway, yeah. Yes, I'm new. Did you come over from Now You See TV? Did you see us on there last week, or
cat videos?
Or did you come over recently because of the cat video that's been trending lately? It's kind of funny. Last year at this time, my original cat video. My original cat video last year at this time.
I had a lot of new positive people.
Well, cool.
Awesome. So are you a believer? Like, do you follow Torah? Are you a Christian? Is that wrong to ask that?
Oh, it's not wrong to ask.
Okay.
Cat. Okay. Cool.
Well,
so yeah,
you're not here chewing us out.
Yeah, right. So that video, the cat video that you saw, that's actually the second rendition of that video. That video originally was about 11 minutes long. She can ask. Yeah, go ahead, ask your question while I keep talking. That video was originally 11 minutes long. It took off and skyrocketed. She's Christian. Oh, she meant to say Christian instead of question.
Okay.
The original video, that original cat video with the abscess was like about 11 minutes long, and it skyrocketed last year about this time, right after the Feast of Tabernacles. Got like 500,000 views inside of a week.
Awesome sauce.
Which is what it enabled me to monetize my channel. Well, then in March or April of last year, YouTube demonetized it. After it had 1.75 million views, YouTube's like, oh no, we can't have advertisements.
It's horrible.
On this. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. You know, that kind of pretty much castrated my channel. I mean, that video was getting buku views and bringing in lots of people to the channel. Well, so then I'm like, okay, so I'm going to try to get rid of the parts they think is offensive. So then I cut the video down, re-uploaded it, and then here in the last week, it started taking off again. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of the same hate comments I got before, but whatever, I don't care.
Here's the deal. The cat survived, and he did awesome. The oils that we used on him worked. And
here's the thing, we
mean,
used one drop, literally one drop of oregano oil that we diluted in silver solution, and what else did you do? The coconut oil?
Yeah, a ton of coconut oil. Like, it was highly diluted, highly diluted.
And we understand people say, oh yeah, you can't use oils on animals.
No,
they're halfway correct.
Say cats because cat's liver can't process the oil like what a human can.
And that's true. In high doses,
Yes.
The ones that are not the ones that are concentrated, right? Or non-diluted.
No, that are non-diluted. Like, and if your cat's licking them, he wasn't licking. Literally, we put it on, and I'm not joking. Like within 5 minutes, that thing went busted.
Well, that day we put it on the day before.
Yeah, but it was in his fur. It wasn't.
Right.
It doesn't matter. The cat was fine. The cat's fine. It is what it is.
Anyway.
You know, and we have like 7 cats.
And you want to get another.
I know. I want to get another kitten. I'm going to get another kitten.
It's not coming in the house.
That's okay. Sadie's the only one that comes in the house now.
And she gets kicked out.
But I have to get that other one fixed. But it's so stinking cute. We'll see. Maybe we won't get it. I don't know. Because that's money that we don't really have to fix it. But our cats are like treated very well. People that want to hate on us. They have a grain-free diet. We feed them twice a day.
She has 7 cats. I think that's
I have 7 cats. Yes, it is. They are fed well. You know, Sadie is the only one that gets to come in the house because she's the one that started it all and she's my little baby.
The rest of the cats have a nice cat house that I built for them. A carpeted cat house.
Yeah.
They also can get under our house, so
they're fine.
They can actually get underneath our house and get into the warmth of our house.
They're fine. They're fine.
They have mice they can eat. They have
rabbits and moles and
moles, shrews, rabbits. They killed a rabbit. That day was cool because I come out the front porch, walk down the steps, and there's the carcass of a dead rabbit, freshly killed there. And it's like the cats. I know the cats went into the garden. They got a rabbit. They killed it, ate it, and then left it there for us to see. Hey, look what we did. We're protecting your garden for you.
That's the thing. We don't have deer in the garden. We don't ever have issues with animals eating any stuff.
And we have rabbits that are back behind the house, but they don't go back there and mess with them.
We let the cats inside, but it's just too small. And I think if we had one, I think if Sadie came in by herself, then the litter wouldn't be an issue. But when you have a bunch in, the litter becomes an issue.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this publicly for everybody here.
Just one.
Here's what I'm going to say.
My Sadie bug.
I'm gone 5 to 6 days a week. What happens in the house with the litter box when I'm not around and I don't know about, I can't control.
Yeah, but I don't want to keep her in the house during the week and then kick her home.
If I come home and there's no litter box, I'm happy. If I come home and there's a litter box, I'm not happy. If during the week there's a litter box in the house and I don't know about it, well, I don't know about it. I'm not here to smell it. That's my thing, is I don't like the smell of the cat litter.
But that's what I'm saying, is if we cleaned it before you got home.
That's a big if that I don't want to risk.
Well, we could try and see.
And plus the other thing is I can't read that sideways.
They kill birds too.
Oh, have they killed birds?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've never known them killing a bird. Our son's off camera, like writing notes on. He's doing show notes in the background. But the other thing is the cats step out of the litter box and then they try to cover their mess up.
Doesn't though.
And flick litter all over the place.
The other ones.
And then you have cat food on the floor that comes out of the bag or from out of their bowl, and it's like.
We just need a better system. I'm gonna work on a better system where he won't even know that it's in the house.
I'm just saying, if it happens during the week when I'm not here, or if I come home in the middle of the week and it's out of the house, then I don't care.
I'm gonna do it where you won't even know it's in the house.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
We need to make that one closet in the spare bedroom.
You don't want it in a closet. You need easy access where you can clean it. Anyway, let's move along.
You never smelled at the Nutrias. Just need one of those things.
Keep moving on. I don't want no $100 litter box. What's your idea? What's your idea, Omega? We're open for ideas.
It's hot in here.
That's what I was just thinking.
I have seen self-cleaning cat litter boxes. I have seen them.
What is that?
They're kind of cool.
Kitty litter Roomba? Eli, can you go turn the heat down a little bit, please, buddy?
Hot in here.
It's getting hot in here.
I'm freezing.
You're freezing? Go put some clothes on.
You act like he's naked.
Mr. Jim Shorts in a t-shirt.
I have seen self-cleaning litter boxes. I'll have to show you. It would be just Sadie, so it'd be totally different.
I don't want a cat in the house.
We'll see. Because I don't think I would want her in the house with a baby anyways. But she is very protective, though. She's super sweet. And you know she is.
How cold is it there? How cold is it outside?
Well, that's wrong.
45 degrees?
45 degrees.
45 degrees, partly cloudy.
Trust me, they ain't cold.
We don't have much of a following. As you can see, we only have 5 people watching this live video.
I know, it's been forever, too. It's supposed to be down to 23, though.
Tonight?
On the 31st.
Wow. Anything else to talk about tonight? It's an hour and 15 minutes.
No.
It's time for bed.
It is time for bed. We need to finish the laundry because your clothes are in the washer.
11:15.
That's like a goofy picture.
That's funny. Anything else? Everybody want to hear? Have any questions about anything before we skedaddle?
Skedaddle. Skedaddle. Look.
Why not have a pet food place indoors? I didn't see what she said.
Okay.
Indoors, you can
That's
mention
my
their name. Ohio's one. What do you mean a pet food place indoor and mention their name, Omega? I'm not sure I follow.
That's my CD.
Are you talking about maybe like having a live cat cam? We can't do that if that's what you're trying to indicate. We don't have high-speed internet here where we live. I'm actually doing this from my phone. We will hopefully have high-speed internet by like January, hopefully. Then maybe we could set up a... I heard there's driving channels out there where guys have like a webcam on their cat on the passenger seat all day long. You can have them endorse you, meaning you get free products for them mentioning the company's name.
Yes.
I don't think we have that big of a following. I've only got a little over 2,500 subs. I gotta have a lot more than that.
But if we had a live cat video, come on. Like if we started it, totally.
You know what I'd want to have? I'd want to have
a great idea.
I'd want to have a network attached GoPro, which I don't even know if that exists. But if you could have a network attached GoPro that broadcasts live to the internet, and we had a router that I was connected to, we could strap a GoPro to Sadie. Of course, she
would just come. Okay, listen. This is how spoiled
you'd have to be dressed
is.
appropriately all the time for something like that.
But this is how spoiled this cat is. Okay.
Where is she, by the way?
She's saying no cat cam, just a sponsor. Yes, but here's the deal with this cat. Okay. If I open up my door, if we I'll go to the door right now, and we open up the door, I guarantee you, within 2 seconds, she's gonna be up. She's gonna hear that door open, and she's gonna come flying in the house.
Where is she at right now?
Outside.
Oh, you kicked her out?
She's not.
No.
Where's she at?
Inside.
Where is she?
She was on me earlier, and then she walked up that way.
She's being stubborn. Phil and Gina are watching. What's up? I got a sponsor for wanting to get a gun from a single person. I only have 11. Wow. Well, we've never been
cat sponsors.
We've never been offered a sponsor for
No,
anything.
they probably think that we're horrible people that let our cats. That's a good idea, though. I like that idea.
Well, if you know how to hook us up with some sponsors, Omega, let us know.
And if anybody's watching that wants
down
us
for that.
to,
My hair's messy.
Wants us to like try out their cat stuff, especially one like a litter box that is non-smelling, in the way, that looks like a house or like a house decoration that you don't even know is a litter box. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm all about doing review videos on products. I mean, I bought a kilt from damn near Kiltum, and I'm planning on doing.
You should totally do a video.
I'm gonna do a video on it, but I want to wait till I get it.
I think you have to like tag. That's what you have to do. Like tag them people in it and see, like if they watch it or whatever.
Okay.
That'd be a good idea.
Excuse me. Oh, pardon me.
Do sponsorships.
But then if you do
Or
a sponsorship
nobody's.
video, you can't monetize it. That's one of the requirements.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's like what, like Demolition Ranch is like, this video is sponsored by, what's it, Safe Link, I think is, or whatever. Because he doesn't get paid off the gun videos.
I asked to be a be sponsored. That's what you should do though. Like, they don't have to sponsor all your videos,
Yeah. Need to look for some trucking sponsors.
right?
Get GoPro to sponsor me so I can get a better camera. There we go. Anyway. Hey, Papa Pepper! What's up? We were talking about you earlier. You guys hanging out here on Monday. And me surviving the one chip challenge.
Look, everybody's coming on now.
Now we're getting ready to
We've
leave.
been here for over an hour.
8 people are here. We're getting ready
And
to
we
leave.
thought we were doing it too late. Apparently we did it too early.
You're welcome. I can't let me know when you get your first video done, which you made with a new call that surviving. Hey, leave me alone. I survived. I'm still alive. I may not be thriving, but I survived.
You won't ever do it again.
Nope, sure won't. Sure won't.
You talked to my brother?
She talked to her brother too.
I did. He asked about you, and I told him that you guys were at home.
Dustin did the milk challenge and the one chip challenge at the same time. That's funny,
Listen,
Kenny.
I'm still a little bitter because he drank a half a gallon of
It was not a
organic-
half gallon. It was only a quarter of a gallon.
But you drank some of the milk before.
They said they saw
That.
the baby. They saw Luke.
You drank milk before that when you did it, the pepper that he gave you.
Oh no, I drank just a gulp just to cleanse my palate before I did the chip. Wait, you talking about the cayenne pepper?
Yeah.
Did I drink milk then?
Yes.
That was
you
hours
did.
before though.
I don't care. Through that day, you drank a half a gallon of organic $6 a gallon milk.
Well, that was $3 well spent in my opinion. That was $3. That was
I'm still a little bitter.
worth $3.
I only got milk because I wanted hot chocolate, and I didn't even get any hot
You got a
chocolate.
glass of hot chocolate. You got a cup of hot chocolate.
One.
That's enough, right? I mean, she got hot chocolate. Can she argue with that?
Oh. Gina, he loves his cup. We talked about Lambert's too. He likes it.
Heads up. We're thinking about going there for Thanksgiving.
We're not going there for Thanksgiving.
I'm thinking about us going there for
dinner.
Thanksgiving.
We can go there like the day before.
Think about how
Or-
much
No.
no stress you would have by not having to prepare a Thanksgiving dinner. Come on, people. Agree with me here. It's better just to go someplace and let them make your Thanksgiving meal for you than to go through all that work of making that meal that's
Memories.
over with in 20 minutes.
Nope.
Memories. Think about all the great memories you had at Lambert's Cafe already for the one time there, and it wasn't even a special holiday.
No, we're not. I'm making Thanksgiving dinner.
Then I'll just go over the road and go there anyway.
No, we won't do that. If your Ron's making Thanksgiving dinner, we will be here for that.
I'm
Besides, I
making
won't be working then.
Thanksgiving
I'll be
dinner.
off. It's a paid holiday.
You done lost your mind, especially if my mom comes.
Fried turkey. Ooh.
Yeah.
Are we having Thanksgiving with
See?
y'all?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
as long as she doesn't go to her mom's.
So we got to go to Lambert's this year. Well, they did. Gina and Cassie did. I didn't get to go. That's why I want to go at Thanksgiving, because I didn't get to go.
Look, we can pick another time and go.
Yeah, at Thanksgiving, when I'll be off work for 2
No.
days. I'll be off work for 2 days. I agree with Dustin, but Christy said just get together with friends and everyone bring one dish.
No, okay. Thanksgiving is the one holiday that we celebrate that our family does. Or that my family does. And so I want to have everybody here. Like my mom comes and my stepdad and their grandkids. And if I can get my brother to come, my brother will come. And then our friends, and then our friends, and we all, everybody that's around here, we get together. It's my favorite.
Oh. So the Peppers are going to go there for Thanksgiving.
Well, then you go.
I'm going to Thanksgiving with the Peppers.
Then you go right on ahead. But let me tell you, Kevin, you were here for last year for Thanksgiving dinner. You can't tell me that Lambert's is going to be better than our Thanksgiving dinner.
It is.
It's not as good as my home cooked meal.
Oh, I agree. Nobody can top your home cooking. I agree. Although I've never ate at Lambert's, so I don't know. And that's why we do this show right here, folks, for that right there.
He's crazy and his breath stinks.
I'm not going to comment about her breath this morning.
Shut up. Oh.
Anyway, what
Well,
are you doing
you
to
know
the
what?
couch?
He is more than welcome to go to your place for Thanksgiving
I'm going to be here.
or go to Lambert's.
Oh. Oh. Ouch. Stretch my back. I'll throw a roll at you.
My rolls.
We could make that a tradition at our Thanksgiving. We throw rolls at each other. The official roll thrower. Oh, I'm declaring it. Here it is. The Wells family Thanksgiving will have an official roll thrower. As long as it's brown and served rolls. You saw it here first on YouTube.
He's crazy.
No, I'm not. Anyway, so Thanksgiving is, how far was it? 3 weeks? 4 weeks away?
It's 3 weeks.
3
Or 4
weeks.
weeks. Maybe 4 weeks.
That's crazy.
It's the third Thursday of November.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's always the third Thursday of November.
Are you sure?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Some days I just want to hit him.
I thought it was
She wants to, but she doesn't.
The 28th.
So it's more like the fourth Thursday.
It is the 4th. Maybe I was wrong.
Throw pies? No, we're not throwing pies. That's a waste of food. That's a waste of food. We're not throwing pies. No pies.
Are we throwing
No.
fries?
Anyway, anything else? I feel like we're rambling at this point.
It's the 28th. So we got
I thought it was
one.
the last Thursday.
It is the last Thursday of the month. I'm retarded.
Don't talk negatively about yourself like that.
Especially on camera.
If I spend time making...
Scratch pies.
I couldn't see it. It went away.
It went away. Come back to me. Comments. Live chat. Come back. Pop up.
4 weeks from Thursday. Yes.
If I
that's
spend
how
time
I'm
making
retarded.
scratch pies, I'd hate to see them thrown. I agree.
Ain't nobody throwing pies.
I am.
Now, cake, on the other hand.
That was hilarious.
You think about Walker and
And Katie.
Katie?
Yes.
What was it?
Oh.
catch them? Yeah, we could catch pies in our mouth. Oh, my jaw cracked when I did that. Ouch.
Pies. I still have pumpkins in the freezer from last year, so I can make fresh pumpkin pie.
Can't be that fresh if it's a year old.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
Did you hear that? I don't know if the camera caught that or not. She went, oh my gosh, shut up.
Oh. Pumpkin pie and apple pie.
And coffee pie.
Cherry pie, cherry cobbler, cherry crisp.
Oh.
Peach cobbler.
Oh.
And mashed potatoes and rolls and
Yes, we
turkey
can definitely throw death
and
sausage.
stuff. And stuff.
Because we ain't going to be eating it, I can tell you that much. No, I'd eat a piece of it. It wasn't hot. I said that earlier. We talked about the one chip challenge. There was no spice in the death sausage, the piece I had. And I had a pretty big piece. In my video, I commented, why did I get such a big piece? I wasn't thinking that through. But there was no spice to it. None.
It's because your mouth was still on fire from the other
From that
stuff.
cayenne pepper? I don't think so. That was hours later. I feel like there was something else I said we were going to talk about tonight, and I forgot about it.
I have no idea.
Wasn't there something we were talking about earlier today during the tour portion? I said we should talk about it tonight. Was that Z seats or was there something else?
I don't remember.
Kenny, it's good to go to sleep hungry. In my opinion, anyway.
Drink some water.
There you go. Yeah, drink some water. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Pumpkin cheesecake. Yes.
Oh.
I'd have to try that this year. Yes.
What about pumpkin roll?
Yes,
You gonna do a
yes,
pumpkin
yes.
roll?
I don't know if I have
Chinchillas.
enough.
You can't eat chinchillas. They're not clean.
I need to put that on my list.
They don't have a split hoof.
Pumpkin
into the cud.
cheesecake.
Quesadillas, however,
Stop! You took my
you can eat quesadillas, but not chinchillas.
pumpkin cheesecake. Oh, I gotta try that.
Pumpkin roll. I would be down for a pumpkin roll.
I do that all the time. I did that last year too.
So?
So cheesecake would be a new one.
I'll be down for pumpkin.
I saw this meme picture on Facebook today. It's just like a painting of Jesus, and there's like people like thronging around him, and there's like somebody like reaching up to him. Jesus says, "No, I'm not going to turn your water into a pumpkin spice latte."
Hey Gina, we talked about Uranus.
Demonetized.
I told you.
Uranus, Missouri. That's what we talked about.
Yes.
And we talked about the chocolate treats from Uranus, Missouri.
It's not what you think it is.
I still want my fudge.
Yes, where's the fudge? I want some fudge, Gina. Why do you want to eat everything? I just thought maybe chinchillas were what you wanted to talk about. They make for a good conversation.
How does a chinchilla make for a good combo?
Good conversation? I
Does
don't
it
know.
have to do with the Torah portion?
No. No. Chinchillas are a...
What was something that you said you never noticed before today when we were looking at scripture?
Kevin said I ate ice cream in Uranus.
We're gonna be demonetized. What there was something that you said. I've never looked at it before like that.
Oh, about the sewing up the flesh? I just hit the thumbs up. Thank you. What
What?
What did they say about the fudge?
I
They
forgot.
handed me
They
my
handed
fudge
you
and said,
our
"Thanks
fudge
for
and
letting."
said,
Oh my! Did they really? Oh, that is dirty. Those people are horrible. Y'all need Jesus. That's what Tom messaged me. I wonder if he's watching. Y'all need Jesus. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so in the Torah portion today, there are people that will, they try to claim. I peeked through a window in.
What did he say?
Peek through a window in Uranus too. I drive by Uranus all the time. So in the, what are you, or what? What are you writing? Okay. In the Torah portion today, there was a part where it talks about when God made Eve, that he took the rib from Adam, and it says he sewed up the flesh, or closed up the flesh, and then he made Eve from the rib. Hashtag true story. There is a sideshow. A sideshow?
They have a whole bunch of stuff there.
Okay. So anyways,
Moving on.
there are some people that have ideas out there that Adam and Eve, prior to when they sinned, didn't have like flesh and blood physical bodies. They were like in these they're basically kind of like a spiritual ascended bodies, like what we would be once we leave this world. And they say that when they sinned, and it said God made skin, it took made skins for them, that's when they took on flesh, basically. But the verses in Genesis 2, when God makes Eve, and it says that God closed up the flesh, took the rib. He obviously had a physical body. If he took a rib and he closed up the flesh, then that means they had to have physical bodies before they sinned. So
something
I caught that.
Speaking of the rib thing, something that Tom said, and I thought was interesting, and I thought about it a lot, afterwards, is that, okay, so they took the rib from Adam and put it into Eve, and
Made Eve.
made Eve from the rib. So women have one more rib than a man does. Correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so one, that's interesting. That, proves that one, that scripture is correct. But two, I thought it was interesting because he said, that's how they become one. Like the man and woman becomes one, which we also know that man and woman become one because a woman takes on the man's DNA when they're intimate. Where man can't take her DNA, but
When did they put the aprons of fig leaves on if they had no body? Ah, good point.
they physically do not have more ribs. I thought that that's something. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting that, like, I think, I can't read the comments.
Women do not have physically. Women do not have more ribs.
Why should you write it twice?
I don't know. Anyways.
But I just thought that was interesting. It was one more way, like, that they were one person, like, she had his part in him, like, it's, I can't see. My phone keeps shutting off for some reason.
Because you're not actually watching the video, is why.
Oh, well, maybe I need to do that then.
The church teaches that in Sunday school, but it's not physically true. Well, the church shouldn't be teaching lies then, because that when people get older and realize, oh, hey, they lied to me about that, that makes people doubt what they were taught in the church, and that could lead people to walk away from the church.
I just thought it was cool because it was just one more confirmation that they were one.
Mm-hmm. They were, the Hebrew word is echad. They were one. Just like
we've been talking.
Just like Yeshua, Jesus, said that he and the Father are one. They are echad. And there are people that will try to say that they are not.
Yeah.
I disagree with those people. So, can you count my ribs?
No.
1, 2.
Anyway.
No, it's staying on. Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
Was
So
there
yeah.
anything else in the
So Omega, you come here and you watch our show, you're gonna get a mixed bag of all kinds of stuff. We talk about our lives and everything that happens and pertains. So cat stuff, camping stuff, trucking stuff, Bible stuff, food stuff.
So here's the deal. If you think that something that we say is interesting, or you question it or whatever, you can always like private message him and we can talk about it, because we don't want to scare anybody off.
We don't necessarily hold to all the same beliefs that the Christian church does.
But we do believe that Jesus, we call him Yeshua.
That's his name in Hebrew. Which means Yah saves, by the way.
But that he is the only way to the Father, that his salvation is the only way to the Father. We do believe that.
But we just differ on other things. Like, we believe that when God said to make tassels with a cord of blue and wear them on your clothing, we believe you're supposed to do that.
We don't eat.
When God said in Leviticus 11, here's the animals that you can eat and here's the animals that you can't eat, we believe that he meant it and we should follow that. And I think there's a cat scratching at the front door.
The door's closed.
The front door, outside, the glass.
Why did it sound like it's...
And, there's verses that people will quote from the New Testament and say, oh, well, here it says, yeah, there's definitely a cat scratching at the front glass door. Here it says this and here it says that. Like, they'll quote Acts 10, for example, Peter's vision. And they say, oh, well, God's saying right here you can eat anything. That's incorrect, because if you read Acts 10, verse 28, Peter tells us that the vision was about men. And he explains that he had this vision 3 times. 3 times the sheet came down. 3 times he told God, no, I'm not going to eat. And God told him, don't call things unclean that I called clean. And then 3 men who would be considered unclean by him
Do you have that feeling like your tongue tickles?
No. Your tongue tickles? You gotta scratch it?
Yeah, it
But
like feels all like
3
it's
men that would have
tickling.
been considered unclean by the Jews that followed the man-made laws, which Peter was doing. Those 3 men showed up. Peter went with them,
Keep it all in
met,
context and keep reading. Yes.
met him, took him to Cornelius, and Cornelius's whole family came to salvation. So, and Peter explains to Cornelius about his vision and explains to him that it was not about food. It was not about animals.
Spit out my drink.
It was about men. What did Kevin say that made you almost spit out your drink? I don't scare off easy. I know the Jewish faith and believe America should have let Jerusalem walk with him.
Alone.
Well, but we don't follow Judaism though. That's the thing though. I mean, a lot of the things that we do in practice, you'll see Jews do, but where we differ is the Jews follow their Talmud more than they do the Torah. The Torah is the Hebrew word for law or instructions, God's commands. The Jews made up their own
Are you
oral
drinking
laws.
or something?
The Jews made up their own laws, their own rules, because they were so bad at following God's laws that they wanted to keep themselves from breaking God's laws. So they set up all these other major rules. That's why they've got these big, giant, a number of books. That's their Talmud, the Mishnah and all that kind of stuff, because they had to set up all these other fences to keep themselves from trying to break, from breaking God's laws. When God said, "Don't add to or take away from what I command you," so they added to God's laws, and even Jesus, when he was here, got after the Pharisees about those things. Like, why are you ripping that?
I don't know.
And you can see examples of it in the Gospels where Jesus, Yeshua, got after the Pharisees about their man-made laws. Like the Pharisees came to Jesus and said, "Why do your disciples not follow the traditions of the elders?" When he talks about them eating bread with unwashed hands, because the elders, the rabbis, had made rules saying you couldn't eat bread with unwashed hands, where God never said anything like that. Now, it's a good idea to wash your hands, but the rabbis would say it's a sin. It's a sin to eat bread with unwashed hands. It would defile you, where God never said anything like that. So
I think the biggest thing is, like, for us, or at least how I look at it, is that if scripture is clear, and even in Christianity, they say that we should be more like Jesus. Well, if we're gonna be more like Jesus, then we should walk like he walked, and he walked with the Torah. He followed the Torah.
Now, he followed it perfectly. Can any of us follow it perfectly?
We can't, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try.
But that's exactly why we need the salvation he offers, because none of us can keep it perfectly. Nobody can be saved by following the law, because nobody can follow perfectly. If you've broken one law, you've broke all of the laws, and all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. And that's exactly why we need the salvation that he offers. But just because he offers salvation doesn't mean that we can just go and freely sin and live our lives how we want. No, our goal is to, as Jesus said, "If you love me, obey my commandments." Mm-hmm. Jesus is God. So all the commandments that God gave, you find in the Old Testament, those came from Jesus. So if we love him, like we claim we do, we've got to follow what he said and do our best to do it. There's things that we straight up can't do. Anything that you find of commands that involved the original tabernacle and the Levitical priests, we can't do those things because they're not here today. We don't have a tabernacle. There is no Levitical priest. Same, you can look at example of the prophet Daniel. He lived in captivity in Babylon, and also Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They lived in captivity in Babylon. They were not in the land of Israel. They lived in captivity. They had no access to the tabernacle, even though it was there. But they still followed God's law the best they could, living in captivity. They were dispersed from the land, just as we are dispersed from the land.
Well, I mean, it's like this. How I see it is, just because we can't do it perfectly, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't try.
Right.
When you learn how to cook, you don't do it perfect. You make mistakes. You burn things. You may not even cook it all the way. You might have raw food, whatever.
You may use biscuit in your chicken pot pie instead of pie crust.
But just because
it was still good, by the way. Her chicken pot pie was still
just
good.
because you can't cook perfectly and it's not like awesome right away doesn't mean that you just say, okay, well, I'm not going to do it at all. You keep trying. Same thing, with this is that we do the best that we can with what we have, but no matter what, we still need his salvation. Like we still need him. We can't get to the Father without him.
Good night, Gina. Sleep well. Drive safe tomorrow.
I wish I was going.
Tell Walker we're rooting for him. Tell him to swim fast.
You get to do it on your new phone.
Swim hard.
And it shouldn't die.
You can't be 1% anymore, Gina. What was the last bit?
I tell people, look, I feel stealing is horrible and jealous is horrible. That is why I like to see you and anyone else do well. Will do. I don't understand.
I think she's saying that, stealing is horrible, which anybody agree with, but jealousy is also horrible, so she wants to see others do well, too. Gina's going to need a new gangster name.
Well,
How did
they latched like 6 times
Dang!
that they visibly saw.
Dang, Gina!
No, she's probably should be having puppies in December.
She says she has 62%.
She needs a new gangster name. No more 1%.
No more 1%. Gypsy is definitely preggo. Woohoo!
Yay.
Dalmatian babies.
All right. Anything else?
We've done rambled for a half an hour.
I know. We didn't ramble. We talked about scripture. That's not rambling.
That's true. We were all over the place. We were shotgunning it.
It was kind of funny when Eli was reading today. He made sure to emphasize our image.
Because we were talking about, the people saying that Yeshua and God are not one. And it's like, case in point, God said in Genesis 1, let us make man in our image. So he emphasized that. That was funny. He's crashed out on the couch. So look at. Oh, you gotta move it over. There he is. So you can see him right there. There's my kilt too. He's laying on my kilt. So, anyways, y'all, we thank you for tuning in. Oh, let's get this back up there. There we go. Thank you for tuning in this night. And we appreciate you joining us live. One of these days, maybe Sims 50 can join us live on a Saturday night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hope you had a good week. And we'll see you all next week. Shalom.
Shalom.
Where's the end? There it is.